That these two football teams have met. South Africa have never scored a goal against Nigeria in the two games World Cup qualifiers for USA 94. Nigeria won 4-0 and they drew 0-0 in the other one as well. The players all say that they get on. Lucas Radebe of Leeds United has been particularly strong on that point, saying there's no hatred between the players. But goodness me, Nigeria as a nation want to get through to this final. Look at the tension on the faces. There's Sean Bartlett. We saw Quinton Fortune as well of Manchester United. A lot of these South African players based in English football. Andre Renzi, the goalkeeper, to the right of your picture, plays for Oxford in the second division, and there's the linchpin, Lucas Radebe, captain of South Africa. Wonderful player for his country and for his club, Leeds United. South African national anthem not getting a great reception, you should expect. Taking a while, isn't it? Waiting for the football to start here. Well, a real carnival atmosphere. We await the playing of the Nigerian anthem, which I think might get a slightly better reception here in Lagos. So the formalities are over, and the semi-final of the African Nations Cup can get underway. Whatever happens, it's going to be quite an atmosphere. And so here in Lagos, doesn't seem to be too much animosity between the teams. I'm not entirely sure what are in the plastic bags, by the way. But Jerry, given what's happened historically, and particularly in this tournament, between these two sides, there must be an edge to the game.
Well, there is bad blood between the two sides, but basically it's through politics, not through football, Dave, and hopefully it's football that will come out on top today. I'm looking forward to a very open game, which I think it will be. If anything, the South Africans will be the more cautious of the two. I don't think, and we don't think, that Nigeria can play any other way than total football.
It's a fascinating contrast yet again. As we have a look at the teams, Nigeria have made 3 changes, one of them enforced. JJ Okocha, because of his sending off in the quarter-final, misses the game. It's Okocha, Okono and Akuekfu who go out. Sunday Olise The captain takes on the midfield mantle of Okocha, and Chukwu and Ian Amy come in, slightly surprisingly. And look on the Nigerian bench, Victor Ikpeba is named after a row with the coach, Joe Bonpre. He doesn't start, but a real surprise that Ikpeba is in and on the bench. So Sunday, Olise, who hadn't been starting for Nigeria, the captain, suddenly finds himself at the centre of one of the biggest moments of his footballing career. Very, very proud moment. Here's the South African side, the one change which is enforced. Ongameni comes in to replace the suspended Eric Tinkler. And Pollen and Dahlia still on the bench. The South African Footballer of the Year last year still hasn't got a place in the starting lineup. There was a feeling that Nombete could possibly make way for him because of his poor finishing in the game against Ghana, but Nombete plays. Bartlett has been suffering from flu, but he has to start, doesn't he? And Quinton Fortune had a bit of a knock on his knee, but again, he is risked by the only African coach left in this tournament, Trot Moloto. And so what mood will Nigeria be in? Referee is Gamal El Handor from Egypt, and the officials are from Egypt and Morocco. Whatever happens, I hope he's remembered his yellow card. Hopefully won't need it too often. The thing about Nigeria is we'll know in the opening 5 or 10 minutes what mood they're in.
Yes, I mean, I'm expecting South Africa to be quite defensive in the opening stages. I don't think the two wing-backs will be pushing on an awful lot, Dave, to be honest, because they'll keep the possession. You know what they're like, they'll keep the possession going, the Nigerians, and the pressure's on them. After 10-15 minutes, if they haven't scored or done anything, then I think it favours South Africa because the crowd will get on their back.
Well, it's simply fascinating. Look at Nigeria in their huddle. This means so much to this country and to those 11 players. Can they do it and set up the dream final against Cameroon? And so here we go. Gamal El Handor is ready, and so are the 22 players. Nigeria the favourites here. There's also a feeling that South Africa are so well organised that they could cause plenty of problems for the Nigerians. We're going to find out soon enough. Both sides unbeaten throughout the tournament so far, of course. And here we go, needless to say, the Super Eagles of Nigeria in green, kicking from right to left in this first half in Lagos. Both sides will be trying really hard to establish a rhythm. It's Makaleli. And Ongameni, but given away by Ongameni. And Babangida can break forward, and listen to the roar. Babangida still going. Oh, what a start! What an extraordinary run from Babangida. 40 seconds gone in the semi-final. And Lagos goes noisily berserk. All because of Tijani Babangida. Arenze got a hand to it. But it wasn't enough, and Jerry, you said Nigeria needed an early goal, but that's ridiculous.
It's incredible. They've actually pressurised the number 8 on Gomeni, and he has actually made a huge mistake, got caught in possession, and then after that it's all Babangida, running with the ball, taking on defenders, and this has lifted the crowd and lifted the players, and it's an incredible start. I can't believe how well they've started, and they should go on from this.
But it was his first touch of the ball, and then it was his second and his third and his fourth, and it was with about his fifth that he beat Arenze. And South Africa are going to need all their players of experience like this man now, Radebe. And he finds Quinton Fortune. Well, we knew it was going to be good, though we had no idea that was going to happen. South Africa have to come out and play now as well, which is great as far as the game's concerned. There's Mashweo. Now Mark Fish. Mashweo again. Mashweo should have quite an influence in the game in the absence of Okocha. Having said that, Elise's no mug. It's all about Nigeria attacking at the moment. Chukwu shoved off the ball. Voting lines are open, by the way, for man of the match. Your chance to have your say. I think Tijani Babangida's got a shout so far, hasn't he? He's the man of the opening couple of minutes. And the most important thing now is that South Africa don't panic.
It's just lifted. You can see the Nigerians are so incisive. They're closing down. They're on top of them. They're not allowing the South Africans to settle down at all. And they really have got the bit between the teeth, Dave, at the moment. And I do worry for South Africa. In this sort of mood, as we said earlier, we don't know what sort of mood you're going to get from Nigeria. But in this sort of mood, they really do look up for it at the moment.
And they're capable of destroying pretty much any team in world football on their day. Quinton Fortune's free kick. He's been providing excellent service from dead ball situations in the tournament, but that was very poor. And just a huge roar goes around the stadium every time Nigeria get the ball, and Babangida's having another run here. He's still going, Babangida, and he's managed to tee it up, but it was a poor first touch from Chukwu. Well, it's end to end so far. Fortune was brought down.
Did I say this was going to be an open game, Dave? I mean, it's incredible. End-to-end stuff. We're barely 4 minutes into the game.
And that's aimed at Bartlett. It's going to be a goal kick for Nigeria. And there he is, the top scorer in the tournament with 4 goals so far. He's going to need one today. And the most important thing for South Africa is they don't concede a second early on, because that would get the crowd going again. Finidi down injured. Looks like he's going to be okay. And Sharunmu with the clearance. Tidied up by Ian Amy. The man who came into the side at the expense of Akuegbu. Slightly surprising that Chukwu is playing, and you were surprised by that, Jerry?
Very surprised, I must say. But again, you know the row they've had, we talked about Victor Ikpeba. I think he's probably just fortunate to be on the bench at the moment, and if they need him at a later stage, then maybe he will come into the fray. And also they've got the super sub to call on, Julius Agahoa, and we're both looking forward to seeing him on the park.
Oh, of course. Somersaulting super sub. And he's 18 years old the day before the final of this Nations Cup, Julius Agahoa. Just get the feeling sometimes that fate plays a part, and his story is maybe not over yet. Nigeria playing with such fluidity, and here's Kanu, the man from Arsenal.
Mark Fish did well there. Tracked them all the way. Very important. They can't concede another goal, Dave. This game will be lost if they concede another goal in the next few minutes.
Throw in from Finidi. Such a casual looking player sometimes, Finidi. It's not a bad ball towards Babangida, but it was too far in front of him in the end, and the man who scored that sensational opening goal, unable to reach it before it went out of play. Plays for Ajax, of course, Tijani Babangida. His younger brother is at Barcelona. You could say a fairly talented footballing family. That's a silly free kick to give away. Makaleli brought down. Celestine Babayaro's challenge. South Africa have certainly responded positively to the early goal here. No question about that. Shot was from Ungameni. Fairly feeble effort. Challenge from Radaby. You've been impressed with the way South Africa responded here, Jerry?
Well, they need to keep the Nigerians quiet, basically. But their attitude, certainly the Nigerians' attitude from the first whistle has been superb. They really are up for it. They're taking the game to South Africa, which we expected, but they're defending better. They're getting behind the ball. They look, maybe they've learned from their mistakes, but they look a better organised outfit than we've seen in previous games. But you know, it's important for the experienced players of South Africa. You mentioned Mark Fish and Lucas Radaby. They've got to keep them focused, make sure they don't give anything silly away, and see if they can get a goal to get back into this game.
Well, Makaleli's won the free kick. He's causing a few problems, and I think he was tucked to the ground. The crowd certainly didn't like the decision. So again, Shirunmu has organising to do, but Nigeria cannot afford to give too many free kicks away around the penalty area. Quinton Fortune is so good from the dead ball situation, and he's going to be able to swing it in right on top of Shirunmu here. That's a good free kick from Fortune. Strong header away. Nigeria feel that they should have had the throw in. It's gone to South Africa.
Yeah, I think it was actually Finidi George who got up and headed it clear under pressure from Sean Bartlett, Dave. But it's a decent response from South Africa. They're trying to get back into this game.
There's Fortune's ball in, inevitably looking for Bartlett. Makaleli's header there, and that was Sean Bartlett. And at least they're showing attacking intent. That's very important. Well, the opening 10 minutes have been pretty much all we'd hoped for so far in terms of the quality and the excitement. You can hear the bands playing. Certainly struck up a more excitable rhythm after Babangida's opening goal. South Africa are very professional, very well organised, and very, very strong. They will not lie down here. Now Nwankwo Kanu. He's so good in that roving role. Won by Elise. Now Celestine Babayaro of Chelsea. Oh, it's a good ball forward as well to find Babangida. Nigeria's throw with Babayaro. Ngobe challenging. A little bit intricate there from Finidi. A lot of pressure on Ungameni as well, replacing Eric Tinctor and making that early mistake which led to the goal. We saw Radaby having a word with him. Very good captaincy, just telling him to forget about it and get on with his game. It's all he can do. Oh, there's an error from Taribo West. And Bartlett was trying to play Nombete in. They are prone to defensive errors sometimes, Nigeria. And Taribo West more than most. And Arense has sold Radevi short there. He did very well to recover. And now Mark Fish. Well, there obviously are a few nerves out there.
There are, and I'm looking, actually, Nigeria have changed their formation. They're actually playing three at the back. Okpara has gone into play alongside Taribo West and Ayanemi, and they're pushing the two wing backs forward as well. And that's why there's so much space. They really are both on the counter-attack, getting forward, supporting, and it's been super stuff in this opening 12 minutes, Dave, and I think we're going to see a real treat of football and football skills today.
There's Adepoju, and from Real Sociedad. And now Finidi of Real Betis. He'll certainly be glad to get away from matters domestic, Finidi. Terrible time at Real Betis.
So's Real Sociedad as well, they're not doing too cleverly.
A few players like that, Pierre Issa as well. Nice for Marseille. They're currently 11th in the French league. There's a ball for Makaleli to chase there, and that's better from Taribo West. He always comes up with interesting variations on his hairstyle. He had to go for green for this tournament, didn't he? And Quintin Fortune supports from Ungameni. Fortune has very cleverly won the free kick. Not sure that was that bad a challenge. Just a bit of obstruction maybe, but Fortune was very clever there.
Yes, he's steadied some very well. One-on-one situation, a little nutmegs, and the referee's in good position. He's won a free kick. Free kicks, it gives him an opportunity to get the big guys up. Pierre Issa, you've got Lucas Radeby, you've got Fish. They're all very good in the air, as well as Bartlett.
And there's Fortune's ball in, and the goalkeeper Sharunmu just struggling there. Quintin Fortune won't be too upset at seeing that. Now Babangida, there's a roar every time he gets the ball. And this time it's picked up by Issa, and now Makaleli. I don't know if there's a problem with the surface, it looks fine, but been a couple of missed kicks and what have you.
Well, Makaleli and Taribo West both stumped their feet in the ground trying to kick the ball. Maybe it's just a little bit harder than previous games.
And he's rolled under the foot of Issa there as well. Now Ngobe scored the goal against Gabon, South Africa's first goal of this tournament. Here's Nombete. He couldn't really get his cross in towards Bartlett there. What Kanu was doing, trying to beat his man there, but he's got away with it. And now it's Babangida, and Babangida's trying to play Chukwu in. And there's a stumble, and Chukwu was nearly in, and still Nigeria might be. But over the crossbar it goes. Arense really struggling there. He made a good save initially. It was very nearly 2-0 though.
It should have been 2-0 really. Wonderful pass that split them from Babangida. Almost perfect. And then the rebound comes back, and he doesn't need to keep it on the ground. It's just a little clever chip over the top of the goalkeeper who's on the ground, and they would have scored.
Well, Arense didn't look too happy with the challenge there from Chukwu. And Hans Vonk just warming up a little in case South Africa need to replace their goalkeeper. He did take a pretty tough knock there.
He did, he had to be brave. He's come out feet first, spread himself. He's taken a knock around the ankle and shins. I think he's okay, Dave. I think he's able to continue. But it was another scare for the South African defence.
I just think Chukwu seemed to lack a bit of pace there. A great ball forward for him. He just couldn't ever really get the ball under control.
No, I mean, they've got to pay credit to the defensive ability as well. You know, the tackle did enough just to put him off, I think.
Now Nonvete. Oh, Nonvete's done well here, and Bartlett's in there hunting. No penalty. Referee was in an excellent position there. He didn't see anything wrong with the challenge. He's a brave man to give a penalty in this atmosphere, I tell you. It's Adepoju and now Kanu. Fabulous little piece of skill there. Here's Babayaro. With a shimmy there from Babangida. Nigeria certainly aren't being allowed to run riot here by South Africa. They've done very well after conceding that early goal. Kept it very, very tight and created a couple of opportunities of their own as well.
Well, they could quite easily have caved in, as you say, given the opening 10-12 minutes. They've come back quite well, but I just think that this Nigerian side is still very hungry, and they're still on the counter-attack, looking very, very threatening.
Ball forward there from Issa. Closing in was Nonvete. No problems for Sharunmu. Jump from Chukwu, but no one running onto it. Get the feeling that at some point Julius Agaho will come into the action.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's not the sort of service I expected there. That was just a long ball down the middle. Chukwu flicked it on, and there was no way Kanu could have got on the end of it.
Now Nonvete. And here's Makalele. Trying to get himself in a position to cross, but unable to do that. Eventually did get a decision in his favour though. South Africa would probably be happy to keep it 1-0 at half-time, but if they could get an equaliser, that would be perfect for them. I'll tell you what, Jerry, South Africa do make it through to the final. They deserve it after this.
They're going to have to weather a lot more, I think, as well, Dave. You know, they've had a very uncomfortable start, but I think it's going to get even hotter for them.
Yeah, they'll certainly have earned it. Don't forget the other semi-final, Cameroon against Tunisia. That's coming up later on here on Eurosport. At the moment, no point even thinking about that. This is so fascinating. And it's a Nigerian free kick. Adepoju going down. This would normally be perfect for JJ Okocha, but of course he's suspended. So maybe Kanu?
Yeah, I would have thought so. It's just a little bit of shirt pulling there. I think it's Pierre Issa who's the culprit. The referee has done excellent for me. He's been very, very good. He's spotted a lot of the off the ball incidents and having a good game so far.
And he certainly is, Mr. Elgando. Now who will it be? It's not going to be Kanu. He's into the penalty area. Well, it's clipped in, but that was disappointing, wasn't it? You expect an awful lot better from Nigeria. Celestine Babayaro still might get something out of it. And he's won the free kick, the indication there from the linesman. Did Fortune say something to the referee there?
He did, but well, the linesman, but I think I feel from to a certain extent.
So it's going to be Benidi. That's a good ball in for Benidi as well. And Kanu was in there, and Chukwu. It was Chukwu who made contact.
Well, I tell you, Chukwu's made an impression immediately. He's been strong, powerful, was a decent cross there, actually, in from Finidi George. And Chuck will get up above everybody, but couldn't quite direct it on target.
Now Lucas Radebe. Here's Fish. That back three have served South Africa so well. Played in the last 2 Nations Cups as well. What a record they've got in this tournament. Winning it as hosts in '96, losing in the final to Egypt last time, and here they are in the semi-final in the year 2000. Ungameni. Good little ball forward as well for Ungameni. Nomvete was very nearly on the end of that. Chirumbo had to come out extremely quickly.
I think that's their best piece of play, Dave, for me in the game. This boy Nomvete, Siyabonga Nomvete, is going to cause a lot of problems. He's a real live wire up front, looking to get in behind the defence all the time. And Ungameni's ball over the top almost found him.
Kanu putting pressure there on Fish. Yeah, Nomvete plays for Kaizer Chiefs at the moment in South Africa, but already there are a few European clubs looking at him, most notably Perugia, and he could be one of the players who really benefits from this Nations Cup. And one of the others might be Mr. Agahoa, currently at Esperance in Tunisia. Now Kanu. He was doing his best to get to the byline. He was being tugged. So strong on the ball, Kanu. Highly effective player in the Premiership for Arsenal. And fully recovered from all his health problems.
Well, it looks as if Dumisa Ngobe has been given the task of man-for-man marking him. And that is going to prove very, very difficult, as a lot of Premiership defenders would probably tell him.
Well, again, it's Finidi with the free kick. Again, it's cleared away, but that's a terrible header. Right back into the danger area from Makaleli, but he got away with it. Defenders will love him for that. He's completely mistimed it there, didn't he?
Totally mistimed it and put it straight back into the danger area. But I think there's a point just being made at the moment. Not too clever, the challenge. I think it's Bashui.
Now Nomvete, real pace for him, but I think it had gone out of play. And that's certainly the decision. Well, they come in all shapes and sizes. Only a couple of hundred South African fans here. Nigeria unbeaten at home in an international since 1981. And when you see the atmosphere here, you can start to see why. One of the other reasons is they don't play that many internationals. And it's still a proud record. South Africa doing their best to break it here. There's Radebe. Mshweyu challenging. And that's not a bad effort, but fairly easy for Chirunmu in the end. Mshweyu, 34 years old now, the stalwart of the South African side. Still fairly useful going forward from midfield. Now Lucas Radebe back to Premiership action for Leeds soon. He'd love to go back to Ellen Road as a Nations Cup winner. Incidentally, for British Eurosport viewers at half-time in the match, you'll be able to hear the views of Luther Blissett. He'll be chatting to Chris St. Valerie. It's well done by Chipru. South Africa have had a pretty good 10 minutes or so here.
Yes, they've definitely got themselves back into the game. Quite evenly balanced at the moment, apart from the opening few moments, which was just incredible.
Short corner from Finidi. He's got himself into a good position here to cross. And in the end, it was Ian Amy, but it was woefully misdirected. Nigeria would certainly like a second goal before half-time. Nara Davey. That was all fairly basic. And Taribo West.
Just look at Davey and Amy still holding that right hand side. It looked as if the defender landed maybe with a foot or a knee on his back, and he's just carrying it a little bit at the moment.
18 minutes to go until half-time. Still Babangida's goal on 40 seconds separates the sides. South Africa simply desperate for an equaliser. Well, is Makelele going to get there? And Babayaro got there first.
I like the boy Makelele. We've talked about him before, and he's two-footed, good wing back, likes to get forward, but that was very good cover from Celestine Babayaro.
Makelele, one of the more experienced players in the South African side. He's got over 50 caps, and this is in Mark Fish long throw territory. And indeed, here he comes. Oh, it's dangerous as well, flicked on. And that's Nombete. Nearly found its way through to Ungameni. South Africa showing they can cause problems in that Nigerian defence. One thing's for sure, Nigeria won't be able to sit on their lead. They're just not capable of doing that. Now Finidi. Still Finidi. And it wasn't a bad effort. Hit with real pace and power. Scored that wonderful goal against Morocco, of course. And nearly did it again there.
Yeah, he does pack a wallop from distance. More renowned, I think, in his days at Betis as a flying right winger, but he's kind of more centre midfield role here. But that wasn't too far away.
Yeah, he's still an excellent player, Finidi. Most people remember him at Ajax in that wonderful side. And maybe not the ideal club at the moment for his career. Here's Ngobe. There's a real chance now for South Africa. Side netting though. Nombete. Half chance for him. And half chances will have to be taken if they're going to get through to the final.
I know Sean Bartlett's the top goal scorer for South Africa, but certainly for me, Siyabonga Nombete has looked the most likely to score, Dave, and he's causing a lot of problems with smashing little runs to get in behind this defence of Nigerian back three as it is at the moment.
He's got an awful lot of pace about him, Nombete, but he needs to work on his finishing. That's been the problem. Here comes Pierre Issa. And Makelele. Ian Amy had to be very careful, dealt with it well. And now he's set Finidi free. Here's Adepoju. Just up the tempo a little here, Nigeria. Now Babayaro. And the goal scorer, Babangida, who thought Babayaro was outside him. But the radar had really broken down there.
Well, you can see he was explaining, talk to me, tell me what you want. Celestine Babayaro came, looked like he was going to go on the overlap and then changed his mind.
Now Nombete again causing problems, but just too far in front of him. Nigeria not comfortable against him though.
This boy looks like he can cause a lot of problems, and as you said, Dave, we were mentioning at the start of the programme, if he was playing his football in Europe, this boy could certainly improve. He's got a lot of pace, he's got good technique and skill, but needs to improve on his finishing, there's no doubt about that.
Now Ian Amy. And Sunday Olise. somehow finds its way through to Panidi. Kanu's available for him. Olise. That was poor. Now Quinton Fortune. And Issa bustling forward. Well, he's won the free kick. You haven't noticed the referee at all, which is always a sign. Probably quite an easy game to referee, but he's done very well. And South Africa trying to play it through the midfield, but might be better advised to test Nigeria out with a couple of long balls. Bartlett's strength in the air and Nombete's pace. It's a flying challenge there from Ngomeni. Here's Mashweo. And there's a ball to no one in particular from Mashweo.
There's been a lot of possession from both sides in the middle of the park, some good build-up, and then when they get to the final third, they seem to let themselves down with, poor ball, poor crossing, or a shot. Well, no shots really to test the goalkeeper, and I certainly feel that both goalkeepers should be busier.
South Africa also don't seem to have too many options, do they? When the defenders look up. Not too many runs being made, apart from an occasional one from Nombete. And now Nigeria might be in again. It's Babangida again! It's a wonderful finish! A wonderful finish! And the star of this semi-final is Tijani Babangida. A scintillating goal after just 40 seconds. And now the second for Nigeria. As smooth as you like with the right foot. And South Africa are in real trouble here.
Well, they threatened to do it in the first 10 or 15 minutes. I thought South Africa had weathered the storm. From a neutral point of view, the best thing that could have happened would have been an equaliser. But to get a 2-goal cushion, Nigeria really are in dreamland. The Super Eagles are soaring high at the moment, Dave, and Babangida is on cloud 9.
Well, they're absolutely loving this. They couldn't have asked for a better first half than this. The danger was always going to be that they couldn't score, and they were put under pressure by the fans and to a certain extent by themselves, but that's simply not happened. And South Africa have a real mountain to climb now. Now Makaleli. It's a dilemma now for South Africa. What do? Push men forward, and this team can take you to the cleaners, but if you don't, you're going out anyway. Now Kanu. Nigeria are beginning to dictate the pace of the game again. Babayaro. And Kanu, a bit of skill which the crowd loves. Still Kanu. Well, he's just showing off.
There was always the possibility, had they taken a 2-goal lead, you're going to see a lot of showboat. And that was a bit of showboat. It's a pity he didn't get a strike in at the end of it. But the fans are demanding, and these guys will not disappoint them. As I say, they really did look at the mood in the opening seconds of the game, and they haven't disappointed anybody so far.
And Trot Maloto is trying to talk to Mark Fish there, the South African coach. Fish wanting to continue the conversation, but the referee quite rightly put a stop to it. Nigeria can't take too many liberties though with South Africa. They cannot relax. Corner kick from Makaleli. And driven across. Another chance for Makaleli to cross, and now Quinton Fortune trying to get a shot in here. Fortune, but he went down. It looked a clean enough challenge. And look who's herring forward again. It's Babangida. And Gobe did exceptionally well there. I thought for a moment he was in for his hat-trick there, Babangida. Now Ngameni. 9 minutes to go until half-time. Tijani Babangida leads by 2-0. One on 40 seconds and one a couple of minutes ago. Well, wonder who the man of the match is going to be.
It's no contest up to 37 minutes, but there's a long way still to go, Dave.
It certainly is. This is a good strong run here from Nombete. And he wins the corner. Quintin Fortune's gone across to take it. Issa's come up. They do provide a real aerial threat from those corners. Delivery hasn't been right as yet. Every Nigerian touch is being cheered to the heavens now. A bit of head tennis from Ngobi and Fish. Orense under a little bit of needless pressure there. It shows the lack of South African options. Strong header from Elise. Foul given against Ngobi. Elise's doing well in the midfield, having to replace Okocha.
Yeah, they seem to have got so many options. You know, when you think they've lost Ekpeba, they've lost Okocha, they put their top goal scorer on the bench, and they've come up with more goal scorers. They've actually scored more goals than any other team in the tournament now, Dave, after the 2 goals from Babangida. And I don't feel it's over yet. I think there's still a lot more action and goals to come in this game.
And the final every neutral wants is Nigeria against Cameroon. I guess we're a quarter of the way there. Now Babayaro. And there's Sunday Elise. Great ball to find Kanu. And the referee has whistled. But for a free kick just outside the penalty area. He's desperately close to a penalty. I'm not sure there was too much contact here, Jerry.
Well, I think it's accidental. I think he does catch him because you can see it just clips the back of his heels of Kanu, but I think it's accidental. I'm glad he hasn't given a penalty kick, Dave. I really am.
That really could have been game over. If they concede another before half-time, South Africa, then you have to feel Nigeria are as good as through. It's going to be Finidi, of course, with the free kick. Well, dinked in. But certainly wasn't the best free kick he's ever hit. I think he was aiming at Kanu.
I don't know, there's just this lethargic, casual approach they all seem to have, as if they're totally in control, which they are obviously at 2-0. But there was a spell I thought South Africa were coming right back into it, and you know, before half-time would be great, as we said, from a neutral point of view, South Africa could score a goal and see if we can put some pressure on this Nigerian defence.
They do play in patches, Nigeria. Everyone talks fondly of that demolition of Tunisia. But of course it was 1-1 early in the second half in that game, ended up 4-2. Nigeria had a brilliant 25 minutes or so. And they've scored here at just the right times. South Africa have remained impressively calm though. There haven't been too many signs of panic. Very professional. There's Babayaro. Kanu pops up everywhere. They do play with an extraordinary fluidity, Nigeria. Positions seem to interchange at times. Oh, great challenge from Kanu, working hard. 1 minute we talk about Nigeria being casual, and the next minute centre forwards tracking back.
Yes, I'm just looking at Trombolotto on the bench, Dave, and he looks like a man with a lot of problems. I don't know where he starts really, or how he basically competes against the great individual talent that Nigeria have. That's not the answer.
Davies ball forward, straight down Shirunmu's throat. Immediately he launches Celestine Babayaro. Trying to be a little bit clever there. Immediately given back to Nigeria anyway. Elise. Nigeria are in complete control, they really are. Adepoju. And Adepoju again. And Pierre Issa. Quinton Fortune wins the free kick.
It's actually good play from Quinton Fortune. He's trying to force the issue, he's trying to commit defenders. Little burst of pace inside. Finidi George combination really, and he wins the free kick. Maybe from a set ball position they can do something. It does give them an opportunity to get the big guns up.
Well, they have to do something soon. The goal just before half time here would put them right back in it. Mashweo steps over it. This is Quinton Fortune. And now Mashweo. Oh, very good run from Mashweo. Trying to suggest there'd been a handball. Drops down to Bartlett. Nearly finds its way through to Nombete. Well, Fortune went down there clutching his face, and if there was no contact, he ought to be booked for that. Here's Kanu. Looking at his options, and one of them was Babangida.
Well, they've got to settle for a corner kick, Dave. It was a flailing arm, accidentally caught Quinton Fortune. And they got more pressure to contend with now.
So from one end to the other, just after we've seen Bartlett drive the ball across the box.
There's no hurry though to get forward on the 2-0. As I said, that lethargic, casual approach, but wonderful ability to go with it. Looks like Finidi George is going to take it.
And the thing is, it's not time wasting, it's just as you say, ambling approach to the game. There's Finidi George's casual corner. Here's Babangida, scorer of the 2 goals. And 2 minutes of injury time will be played. Hardly been any stoppages so far. Just the injury to Arenzi. It was Fortune's run, and now Ngameni. And again, casually in the extreme on the edge of his own penalty area, Ianemi. And the foul on Ngameni by the man of the moment, Tijani Babangida. I think it was an honest challenge, just mistimed. You mentioned the dilemma facing Trombolotto, Jerry. What do you think you'd say at half-time?
Well, he wouldn't probably change it, I don't think, for 10 or 15 minutes. For most of the first half, they've not played that badly, but they've been caught with 2 moments of brilliance, both from Babangida. But they've got to find a goal from somewhere, Dave, basically, otherwise it's too comfortable for Nigeria. 2-goal cushion, you can see them going on and scoring another goal.
There's Fish. Ngameni. keep thinking I'm hearing the half-time whistle, but it's whistles in the crowd. Can't be long before the Egyptian referee blows, though. Here's Fortune. And the offside flag up. Not too sure about that decision. Seems to be a couple of Nigerians playing the man on. And there is the half-time whistle from Gamal El Handor. And there's the man of the half, Tijani Babangida, the opening goal on 40 seconds. And then the second, 10 minutes before half-time. Nigeria are well in control and well on their way to the final of the African Nations Cup. South Africa need to find some brilliance from somewhere. The question is, can South Africa come back into it? First thing they need is a goal. But South Africa have never scored a goal against Nigeria in their previous meetings, and now they need at least two. 2-0 Nigeria at half-time.
Mackinnon is the man. On snow and ice, Mackinnon is the man. It's up to the rest. McRae.
Back to Lagos, where Nigeria leads South Africa by 2 goals to 0 at half-time in the first semi-final of this African Nations Cup. We can look back at the first half now. Jerry Armstrong, talk us through this.
Well, it's just all about attacking the defender. He cuts inside Mark Fish and he hits a fantastic shot from outside the area. It's just a dream start for Nigeria. You know, they've won the ball 5-10 seconds earlier, and then it's straight on the offensive, and well, the end product, the end result is just breathtaking.
Orense nearly kept it out. So Nigeria absolutely flying at that point. That's Nomvete. Just screwing it wide though. A half chance. And then the second goal from Babangida. What a finish.
Well, they're 2 great goals he scored, Dave, really are, and the celebration again. A good play from Mutio Adepoju and also Finidi George to feed the ball here. And then Babangida, he has picked the spot out, he's just curled it. Far post, that's a wonderful finish, and that's the cushion they craved.
It's all about the body shape he made for himself as well. And
you can make comparisons between him and Nomvete, unpolished finisher, and the player playing at Ajax, who is a polished finisher.
Well, it's certainly been his half, and the second half between South Africa and Nigeria is coming up soon. Here in Lagos will be coming up very, very soon for you. Another look now at Babangida's goal, fastest goal this year's African Nations Cup. Here's exactly how it happened. Just watch the clock. Crucially given away here by Ngomeni. It's Makaleli. Here it is. Little bit of panic from Ngomeni, caught in possession, and now Babangida can pick it up. He knows exactly where he's going, doesn't he? And as we've said, a fabulous finish in the stadium. Well, the noise tells its own story. So that was then. And this is now, and the second half of the African Nations Cup semi-final, with South Africa trying to pull back a 2-0 deficit, is coming up after the break. South Africa trailing by 2 goals to 0 at half-time, both scored by Tijani Babangida, and the first coming after 40 seconds. Not sure what that conversation's about. Captain of South Africa, Lucas Radebe, talking to the referee from Egypt. Well, so here we go for the second half. Can South Africa pull out a great comeback? The evidence of the first half, the answer is certainly no, but they have to be positive now, South Africa. No point playing any other way. Forward from Makelele. Now Radebe. Caught a glimpse there of Alex Papela maybe preparing to come on. Well, he is on. They just had to make the official change. Not really surprising that Ngamene's off.
We were actually taking bets, Dave, as to how long he would stay on in the second half, and the answer is not too long.
So Papela will hopefully make a difference from a South African point of view. Now Lucas Radebe. And Makelele given away. And that was Babangida. And that must be the first booking of the match.
Well, it's got to be a yellow card. He is unceremoniously dumped. I think there's obviously been very strong words in the South African dressing room, and they've come out at least with a little bit of fire in their belly and shown how upset they are with the 2 goals they've given away. And Papela has immediately made an impact for all the wrong reasons, come straight up the bench, and he's got himself a yellow card, Dave.
Yeah, well, the most auspicious start to the second half. Thing is, Babangida's pace is such that he's always going to cause problems. There's nothing malicious about Papela's challenge, he just got it completely wrong.
Yes, he wanted to be strong, he wanted to be hard, and he's caught him quite high, up just below the knee. I'm sure he'll be smarting for a while after that one.
You have to be #1 contender without wanting to put words in your mouth for the Man of the Match award. You can vote for that by calling one of those numbers. Well, last time me and Jerry predicted the Man of the Match, we got it wrong. We said Al Jazeera, didn't we? Tunisia Egypt game, and it was Hossam Hassan, so I'm taking nothing for granted.
Hopefully Nigeria aren't either. I mean, it'd be great. South Africa get themselves a goal. This game could turn around very, very quickly. But this man here, Joe Plumfurry, looks very, very comfortable, as do his players, it must be said. I'd just like to see South Africa put them under a lot more pressure and test this goalkeeper, like a Sharon move.
I just wonder where South Africa goals are going to come from, though. Kanu there. Great pressure, and it's paid off as well. And Chukwu has a chance to tie it up. But he was so cumbersome trying to get the shot in. And eventually, Radebe got back.
Oh, Radebe's done well for me. You're right, the first touch could have been better from Chukwu. But Radebe has made a super effort and did just enough for me to put Chukwu off.
He did seem to lack a bit of presence of mind, though, Chukwu there. He took an age to get himself into a shooting position.
Well, he was surprised, actually, the ball arrived at his feet with only the keeper to beat, and his first touch just didn't quite get it out from underneath his feet quickly enough, and he hesitated, and that was just time enough for Lucas Radebe to get back in and do enough to make a challenge to put him off.
Great pressure from Kanu. Perhaps the surface is causing a few problems, as we mentioned earlier on. A little bit harder than what they used to.
Well, if he goes off, I'm not going to be too disappointed, because it means Julius Agahor will be coming on.
I think that switch is going to be made anyway at some point. It must be. Haven't been impressed at all by Chukwu. And should Nigeria get to the final, it's going to be a bit of a national clamour for Julius Agahor to start, isn't there?
Well, I don't know. I think it is putting a lot of pressure on a 17-and-a-half-year-old or nearly 18-year-old. And I think the coach, Joel Bonferry's done it right for me, bringing him on in fits and starts. And the boy has certainly responded every time he's been asked. Dave, he's definitely responded.
There's Ngobi. Again, the move breaks down in the final third. Now Helman Makaleli. That's for Bartlett to attack. He nearly got there as well. Mshuayu wins the header, and that's driven in, and Sharunmu did very well indeed, and Bapela has made a difference. He's already been booked and had arguably South Africa's best effort of the game.
That's a tremendous effort, and it's great goalkeeping. It's got to be said from Sharunmu. Full stretch there he was, and he held the ball.
And he was skidding awkwardly in front of him as well.
Yep. Any rebounds, he could have been in trouble. But this is better from South Africa, a lot more positive, and certainly a lot more feeling about it from their point of view.
Well, as they push forward, the next goal's a crucial one, isn't it? Nigeria can get a third, and you think that was it. Well, Fisher's done well. He does tend to roam upfield at least once in a game. Here he comes. South Africa have to take a few risks here. Forward from Issa. You always have a chance with Nigeria. They're so casual and they defend so poorly at times that they always give teams a chance. Now Finidi. Trying to look up for Kanu or Chukwu. This is little man Bapela. And Mshuayu. Now Bapela again, man from Mamelodi Sundowns, getting involved in everything at the moment. Mshuayu's done well to skip away there. He couldn't find Bartlett with the cross.
Well, it's one of the features I've talked about, Dave. You know, final ball, crossing, free kicks, dead ball situations. And after working so hard, all it was needed was a good ball into the box to get Bartlett something to at least go for, and the cross was poor.
So Sharunmu's clearance. Now Celestine Babayaro. Chukwu is just waiting for the mistake there. Forward from Fortune. Bartlett. Bartlett certainly looks more enervated in this second half. Trying to get involved in the game a little bit more. Now Mshuayu. Kanu comes back deep to pick the ball up and wins a free kick. Very, very good play from him.
I'll tell you what, his feet movement is unbelievable for a big man, and unfortunately it's Quinton Fortune as the player he's fooled on that occasion.
A mini battle there between Arsenal and Manchester United.
It won't be for the first time this season.
So Taribo West just looks round languidly. Takes a free kick without a care in the world. Look at that first touch from Kanu. That's quite brilliant from Kanu. Now it's Adepoju. And he fouled Bapela. All the tricks are coming out now.
Yeah, but this little boy Bapela's coming in. He's not going to take any nonsense, you know, and he's really trying to put himself about and make an impact. And I think Mutio Adepoju for me has had a decent tournament so far, and they are in control, but it's much the same. South Africa having quite a bit of possession. They've got to turn that possession into clear-cut goal-scoring opportunities, and eventually they've got to score at least a goal to put some pressure on Nigeria.
Forward from Makaleli. That's with Adepoju, given away to Radaby. Capella certainly made a difference to South Africa. A little more focused. Makaleli. There's Finidi. And the foul challenge on Kanu.
Yeah, it was Pierre Issa on that occasion, Dave. You can see here the challenge is laid, and he certainly takes him out.
So Nigerian free kick to be taken by Sunday Elise. It's only the third time these teams have ever met. Nigeria have won one, drawn one, and that's going to be a free kick on the edge of the area. Babangida's pace again, causing so many problems. This time Mark Fish. That was highly deliberate from Fish.
Well, he was beaten, and once he was inside the area, you knew he was going to be going for goal. And the boy Babangida's full of it. He really is, running at defenders, and he's got all the tricks. Tremendous play from him.
So booking for Mark Fish becomes a second South African player to be booked. Bapella the other. Little stretcher cart. It's coming to help Tijani Babangida. He's down injured at the end of the first half as well. A shame if he couldn't continue. But when Fish is run at by players of pace, he looks really exposed.
Yes, I mean, this is one of the things we said about playing the three central defenders, leaving the flank spur, which is what they've done in previous games, and it's worked for them tactically in most of those occasions. But we did say before the game we had a lot of question marks over whether it was going to work against this Nigerian side, who are really up for it today.
What are they going to do from the free kick?
Well, it's got to be a direct shot. It's who's going to take it, Finidi George or Kanu. Those are the obvious candidates.
I'm having a bit of a council there. Finally a decision's been made. And Kanu's standing over it this time. Well, we'll see what they're working out here. It looks interesting. Well, they went for the real fancy trick, and it didn't pay off. But they're enjoying themselves now, Nigeria.
Well, we are, but that was a poor free kick, it's got to be said. I mean, we were talking and we knew exactly what was going to happen, and so did the South African defenders who were there.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of sloppy because they've got this cushion. This is the arrogant side of it, where they get a little bit sloppy and try to do a little bit of showboating.
And they're not home and dry yet. Not by a long chalk. Still over half an hour to go here. Still it's those two Babangida goals that separate the sides. Wonder how long it'll be before we see Julius Agahoa. Surely going to get an introduction. Now Quinton Fortune. Nombete dispossessed. He's struggling to get the ball in this second half. Now Mark Fish, worrying last half hour for him on the yellow card. Makaleli. Well, he's looking to pick out the man from Bolton Wanderers, Fish. This is good from Mshweyo, and it's a chance for Nombete. Nearly fell through to Bartlett. Bartlett again! And just pushing his shot wide. And was that South Africa's big chance?
Well, they keep creating them, half chances and some decent chances, and they're missing opportunity after opportunity. They've got to put one of these in the back of the net. I think that was a real opportunity for them. First from Nomveri, Siyabonga Nomveri, who missed the initial chance, and then from Sean Bartlett with the snapshot that went past the post.
Mshweyo was quite brilliant there. He's beginning to have an influence. He needs to. South Africa have any chance of getting back into this game. Now Radebe. He's been excellent as ever for South Africa. Forward from Kanu. And there Taribo West. Fish again, and South Africa going nowhere at the moment. There's Papela though, feisty character, finds Nombete, immediately dispossessed, but Nombete's done well. But Nigeria are looking strangely organised defensively today.
They've looked a different team.
Now Adepoju. It was all a bit telegraphed. That's Ngobe, Sean Bartlett. Well, that was telegraphed too. A little bit scrappy and sloppy in the last few minutes, this. Nigeria has taken their foot off the pedal. The flag up against Nombete.
Well, Nigeria's still down to 10 men, and they had an opportunity to use that extra man advantage, and it's silly when they get caught offside. This boy here's got a lot of potential though, Nombete. Just hasn't got the polished finish that we saw from Babangida, who's obviously been playing football in Europe, and I think that shows.
Wonder how long it'll be before we see Pollen and Dalnya, African Footballer of the Year last year. Hasn't had a start, the striker, in this tournament. A lot of the fans have been crying out for him. Surely there comes a moment when Trot Malotto has to gamble and throw a third striker on, because they're going out anyway at this rate. In Makalele's corner, Nombete wins back possession, and Makalele horrifically shinning the cross there.
Well, you can see what he's saying. Pass, keep the ball, pass it, which is actually their strength. They've got all the individual talent and skill, but again, sometimes they get a little bit casual and they do some silly things, and I suppose that's where Joe Ferreira is going to have to use his experience to try and control this team and get the best out of them.
2-0's a good lead, but it's not a winning one, not when there's half an hour left. Forward from Ngobe, looking for Makalele. Looks like the last remaining African coach in this tournament could be going out, Trot Malotto. Mean that Italian, a Frenchman and a Dutchman remained in the tournament as coaches. Scolio of Tunisia and Le Chantre of Cameroon. There's Quinton Fortune. That's a good turn from Nombete. Oh, Nombete's done really well here. He's created the chance for himself. Straight at Shurunmu, nearly fumbled it into the path of Bartlett. Much better from Siyabonga Nombete.
Oh, he's got the talent, we've said, Dave. He's got great skill, good balance. He just isn't quite polished yet, but he almost gave them a lifeline there. Wonderful run, wasn't it?
That's what you said again though about the finishing. Did everything else right, and then hit it straight at the goalkeeper.
Well, can you imagine if it had been Babangida, he'd have been curling it just inside the far post.
And Nombete missed a string of chances in the win over Ghana in the quarter-final. Forward now from Fish. And Makelele's doing well here on the overlap. He's got Nonvete making the run! And it wasn't a bad ball in either, but Nonvete just couldn't get there.
Fantastic ball in from Makelele, and Nonvete was only, 2 feet away from it. It's a good period of pressure from South Africa, but they haven't scored yet. They've got to score while they're on top like this.
And then maybe the jitters will set in. Now Finidi. It's far from easy this for Nigeria. Finidi's going to have a crack! And nearly a decisive one at that. He hits the ball with such power. It's only just over the crossbar.
And he's allowed to run freely from the middle of the park, which has happened too often. Babangida's goals, and it's just they're throwing a lot forward at the moment. They're taking a lot of gambles, South Africa, but they haven't had the reward. They haven't tested the keeper enough, and they haven't scored any goals.
Now Mashweo and Bapella and Sean Bartlett. How they need a goal from him, from anyone. Oh, Fortune here. He couldn't get it past the man on the near post. Bartlett's working very, very hard here. Nonvete closing in. And flag up anyway.
I think it's against Makelele, who's pushing out of the far post from that cross from Quinton Fortune, and it's great to see him getting past the fullback for the first time and getting to the byline and trying to put cross in, because I feel that's one of the other ways that they can actually put this defence under pressure.
Certainly got to find a way. Now Radebe. This should be easy. Not sure Taribo West was aware of Bartlett behind him there, but he got away with it. Here's Babangida again. Look at the space he's being allowed. South African defenders backing off him. He elects not to continue. A lazy touch there from Kanu. Now Adepoju. Kanu nearly managed to get round Radebe. Still might. Oh, and that's uncharacteristic. Again, it's... In fact, he's approaching it all with a very casual air.
I just feel if it was 2-1 or 2-2, they wouldn't have that casual air. This is why I'm desperate for South Africa to score a goal. Let's see what sort of response we can get from Nigeria. What are they like under pressure? Can they cope with it?
Well, they always have the potential to crumble, like they did against Denmark in the World Cup. I think, look, one of the best sides in the group stage, and then went out of the next stage. Finidi. And that was all very poor. Nigerian players just walking round. They're not careful, so I'm going to get back into this. Now Nonvete. That was out of play.
I hope you're right, Dave. I think it would do them no harm.
There he is. The moment they've been waiting for. Shot crew goes off. And the 17-year-old, the number 17, Julius Agahoa. Rapturous reception for him. The somersaulting centre forward. Well, that's liven the atmosphere up already.
It certainly will, but the ball goes further forward. This boy will chase everything. And there's no way Lucas Radebe and Pierre Issa and Mark Fish will be able to rest on their laurels, because he will close them down and he will chase everything that's played into that final third.
He has been the star of this African Nations Cup so far, no question of that. Pictures of those somersaults beamed around the world. Forward from West, who's looking for Agahoa. Immediately gets involved.
Well, I said in the first half about the chuck we flick things on in the air. Anything that Kanu flicks on, I guarantee it, this boy will definitely go for it, as we just saw.
He's very, very raw, but he's also very, very exciting.
Yes, there's a freshness about him which is great. I mean, it's something that I seen a year ago in him in the under-18 championships, and he was like a breath of fresh air. His enthusiasm and his desire to do well, and he's certainly done well in this tournament for me, Dave.
Naira Davey. Cross didn't put Nigeria under any pressure. Kanu. Who's he looking for here? Zagahoa. Anisa with a fairly desperate looking challenge there. The little strut about Agahoa as well.
He's itching to do that quadruple somersault.
Yeah, I think you need a little bit of arrogance to be a striker, and he's got that, no question, in the nicest possible way. There he is. Good touch from Finidi. That's what we mean about Nigeria playing in patches. They've just started to play again. Found their rhythm. Adepoju. What trick's Kanu going to pull off here? Well, he's done brilliantly to get around Mshueyo. Superb from Kanu, but Arenze's come. Good goalkeeping. Babangida is so fast.
He is, he's very direct, like Agahoa on the right hand side. But I think you're saying they're playing in patches and they're having another good patch now. I think that's down to the young boy coming on. His enthusiasm just seems to infiltrates right throughout the whole of this Nigerian side, and he's lifted them.
It's almost like if he's going to run, we might as well. Certainly gives them a bit more than Chukwu was. Into the last 20 minutes then. Still relatively comfortable for Nigeria here on their way to the final. And here's Finidi. Got Agahoa to his right, doesn't use him. Finidi again. Shooting chance, Finidi. We'd expect him to do better from that kind of range, in that kind of space. A chance to seal it as well for Nigeria. His fortune. Alex Bapella. Mshueyo. Here's Helman Makaleli. Nearly dribbled through to Quinton Fortune. Safe in the arms of Shurumbu though. Well, here's a turn-up. Victor Ikpeba about to come on.
Return of the prodigal son.
Yeah, and a row with the coach. Look at this from Babangida. Such pace and control. And here's Agahoa! An whole stadium wanting to put it in. Kanu misses. The brilliance of Babangida. And Agahoa inches away from his fourth goal of this tournament. And so, Victor Ikpeba to replace Babangida and wait for the ovation for him. Scorer of the 2 goals for Nigeria.
Well, he's had a great game, Dave, and that was a fabulous run to finish this game off for me.
Well, Babangida's being told to hurry off. Definitely the star for Nigeria, Tijani Babangida. A timely reminder to vote for the man of the match. Couldn't possibly be him, could it? Something so exciting when you get a young player who gets people off their seats. exactly what Agahoa does. You could sense that everyone wanted him to score, not just because it would mean Nigeria scoring, but so they could see the somersaults, see his career continue to blossom. Now Mashweu caught in possession. Nigeria, with the pace they've got up front now, just happy to counter-attack. Kanu, Agahoa to his right, Ikpeba to his left. This is Agahoa. Suggestion he was caught by Radaby. Now Nombete. Still not over, remember. Fortune's run into an offside position. Capella looking for Mashweu. And they were casual around the edge of their area there. Mark Fish. Now Radaby. It's only 14 minutes for South Africa to get a couple of goals here. Mashweu might sit down for him to have a crack here. Again, he was poor and off target.
Well, I'm just thinking it's 15 minutes to go. South Africa have got to make another change. They've got to do something positive. They've got to reduce this 2-goal. Here it is. And Lekolea is the player who looks like he's going to come on, and it's Quinton Fortune who's going to go off. I think we've watched him coming on as a sub before, and Lekolea went over to the right-hand side, and Makalele came to the left-hand side. He's two-footed, and I think that's what they'll do.
Yeah, Lekolea is only 20 years old. He's got that youthful exuberance about him. Maybe that's the end of Quinton Fortune's African Nations Cup, apart from possibly the third, fourth place playoff. I'm really surprised we haven't seen Pollen and Dahlia. Maybe we still will from Trot Malotto. Foot was high from Agahoa. And there's Agahoa again, now Kanu. Victor Ikpeba. Strong run from Ikpeba. Actually no one in the penalty area, which is a bit disappointing. And as Jerry said, Makalele switched to the left-hand side here. Very useful player to have in your side. And they've tried to backheel it to Nombete. It looks like those two first-half goals are going to be enough for Nigeria. Going to take quite a turnaround now. Do you see a goal coming from South Africa, Jerry?
No, I can't at the moment. I'm disappointed because they've created some good chances. Their finishing has not been clinical, and that's what probably let them down more than anything. I do feel if they'd have got a goal, Nigeria probably would have went up a gear, and we're going to see a yellow card for time wasting.
Yeah, Godwin Akpara. Referee just running out of patience. I suppose the time wasting shows that Nigeria aren't that confident. Kanu turned away illegally though, says the referee. Oh no, he's penalised Radaby.
No, I think he's right because it was not a foul by Kanu. If anything, Kanu used his body well. Radaby committed himself to try and win the ball, but really was probably better just holding off.
So it'll be a Nigerian free kick. And here he is, Pollen and Dahlia, to replace Nombete, to strike of a striker.
It's the last throw of the dice for them, really. And it's asking an awful lot with, 10 minutes to go. If he can bail them out, he really will be a sensation.
I was going to say he's complained about not getting his chance, but a couple of goals now, famous forever. Swung in by Benidi, and that's really slack defending. Babayara gives it away in turn. Now Mashweu. Lokalea, the substitute. Well done, Mashraev. Papela still looking for Mashraev. There's a first touch for Pollen and Danya. Now Makaleli. Mashraev. And Lokalea. Build-up play had been so impressive, and then again the final ball let them down.
Absolutely, that's the story of the game for them, and you know, for a lot of teams throughout the tournament, tremendous approach play, and then final ball or final shot lets them down.
Still there's half a chance for South Africa. If they can just get a goal, put a bit of pressure. And the offside flag up again. This time it's on Makaleli. And they have to defend the counter-attack now with Kanu. That's Igpeba. Agaho is furious with him. Lokalea. Tromolotto has played all his cards now. He's used all three substitutes, Papela, Lokalea and Ndanya. Makaleli. The challenge on Okpara. Free kick Nigeria. Booking won't have any problems with the final. All the bookings from the first phase cancelled out, and he wasn't booked in the quarter-final against Senegal Okpara, so no Gaza-style tears here. Taribo West ball forward. Carney just winning the throw-in.
I think Okpara's made a big difference playing in the three-man defence, and the three have certainly contained the two of Bartlett and Nomvete. I think Mutsu in the middle of the park, as well as Finidi George, have also contributed for what's been probably one of their better defensive organisation-wise displays from Nigeria in the tournament so far.
The rule going up there as the decision went against Nigeria. Forward from Lokalea to Ndanya. Lokalea again. Again it breaks down. Kanu. Adepoju. And forward towards Agaho, but the offside flagger must have been close. As Finidi played it.
Finidi's shaking his head, and I thought it myself that he was onside. I'd like to see that one again. Must have been a very close decision, Dave.
I wouldn't criticise these officials though. I think they've been excellent.
They've been superb. If that's all they get wrong in the game, I think they'll have had a fabulous game.
Now Lokalea trying to inject something into this side. It's just not happening for South Africa. They've been under pressure after Babangida's goal in the opening 40 seconds. Since then it's been unrelenting. Lokalea. Good ball from Ndanya. Shweo's cross. Well, they're looking dispirited now.
They are. As the clock ticks away, they know they can't find this elusive goal that they needed to lift them and maybe drop a few Nigerian heads as well. But it's just been too comfortable for me. Nigeria, I feel, could have went up another gear or two, and I'd like to have seen them stretch today.
Well, that's casual again from Nigeria. Might pay for it here. Makaleli, good effort. Again, though, straight at Shirunmu. Hasn't really been tested apart from the Papela shot. Good game there, Elman Makelele.
He's had a good tournament actually. We've praised him, two-footed player, wing backs, got forward well on both sides, and some decent shots and crosses he's put in. It's an offside against Sean Bartlett. Clever there as Taribo West, the last man, stepped up at the right time and caught him offside, and the clock ticks down again, Dave.
Into the last 5 minutes. Nigeria 5 minutes away from the African Nations Cup final. Two goals from Tijani Babangida. Adepoju, excellent control there. Wins the corner. All the game needs now is an Agahoa goal.
Oh.
Everyone will go home happy. Again, pretty casual about the corner. Eventually he manages to trot over and take it. Fairly easily dealt with there, but driven in, and Agahoa was prowling again, but held by Aretse. Paver's shot. Bapella. Oh, they took the momentum out of the move. But you'd have thought Trotmalota might regret not starting with Bapella to replace Tinkler. Now Makelele. Going to be a little cute there with the ball in. Still might break for him. Benidi can bring it clear. And Agahoa's being tugged back there by Issa. Flamboyant turn. Oh, and he really is showboating now.
Is he really only 17, Dave?
Well, I suppose it's a bit cruel, but it's good fun as well. The ball from Kanu. Nigeria tearing South Africa apart here. The crowd absolutely loved that from Agahoa. Here's Makelele though. Good ball from Makelele. There's still lots of danger here. Nigeria push men forward. Still might drop for Bartlett. But he's had a very frustrating afternoon, Sean Bartlett.
He's not had a lot of service, to be honest. I think we can remember one, maybe two efforts he's had a goal. But as a striker, you need a lot better service and a lot more crosses than he's had. Unfortunately, most of the good chances fell to Nonvetti in the first period, and I feel that had it been Bartlett, they may well have scored a goal.
Given away by Mishweu. Stick Paver with Agahoa inside him, but still Victor Paver! Nearly finished it off in style. Well, he's back with a bang.
I think he's trying to prove a point. This one-on-one situation. Mind you, they've all got that single-mindedness that they want to score. They want the acclaim that comes with it, Dave, and I don't think there was ever any chance he was going to pass that to Julius Agahoa.
Well, I guess they're rivals for a starting place in the final. Paver does well here, he'll surely displace Chukwu, having learnt his lesson. Now Makelele. Quite a turnaround for Paver. Most people thought he wouldn't play in the tournament again after the row with the coach.
I think he knows who the boss is now. Joel Bonferry has certainly made his mark. Well, I'm just going to say they're a minute away from the finals now, and I don't think there was ever any doubt from that first minute when Babangida scored who was going to go through, Dave.
Yeah, South Africa are just desperate now. Probably haven't got time to get 2 goals. Lukalea. I don't think there are many teams in the tournament that could have lived with Nigeria today, especially early on. And then Dalia. And again, disappointing. Party time is about to begin in Lagos. And the only thing that matters now is who will they play in the final. Find out later on Eurosport. Will it be Cameroon or will it be Tunisia? Said before, I think the final at neutrals one will be Nigeria-Cameroon for entertainment value. Ikpeba. Doesn't look like Agaho is going to get his goal. He did have one brilliant chance, didn't he?
Yes, he did, and I think the goalkeeper there, Arense, made a wonderful save, spread himself. I was just disappointed because I wanted to see that celebration again, Dave, just like yourself and all the other viewers. But his time will come.
Well, he's probably saving it for the final. Remember, it's his 18th birthday, the day before the final. I bet he won't be doing what I did on my 18th birthday.
I don't think you were going to talk about that on air.
No, I'm not. Now Mashweu. Bapella and Lukalea. They've kept possession pretty adroitly, but haven't done much with it. Mashweu. And again, it's over here.
Oh, we've said it once, Dave, we've said it so many times, the woeful crossing and shots on target, you know, when they're in good position. I mean, Chirumbu's done pretty well, but he's not really been tested enough for me. And I think that'll disappoint the South African fans and players more than anything.
Not long left now. Nearly 2 minutes into injury time. Agaho. And Ikpeba and Agaho again. Nigeria have to be hot favourites now for the Nations Cup. It does look like they've maybe had their bad day. One against Senegal, and Okonowo replace Ian Amy. Just a little bit of a time-consuming exercise there. Many stoppages in this second half. Makelele here. That just about sums up South Africa's day, doesn't it? Well, there were fireworks after the win against Senegal. There'll not be much use in the sunlight. I'm sure they'll find a way of celebrating. And surprise, surprise, for once you got it right, Jerry, Babangida, unquestionably the match winner and the man of the match.
On top, we got one right, Dave. No, I don't think there's any contenders other than he for this man of the match award. He was sensational in that opening period and took us 2 goals fantastically well, and that's a late challenge.
The referee has let it go. Mashweu not happy. It's all pretty academic now anyway. Fireworks are going off. And of course you can't see them. Para with the foul. Played 4 minutes of injury time now. Bapella. It would be a consolation for South Africa. Doesn't look like they're going to even get that. Worked hard and Gobe. It's not been enough, but since the goal on 40 seconds by Babangida, South Africa have been chasing the game and, well, I guess they haven't caught it. Put forward by Makelele. Nearly 5 minutes of injury time now. Forward from Pierre Issa. Good play from Ngobe. Moshoeu surely playing in his last Nations Cup at the age of 34. And there's the final whistle, and Nigeria are through to the final of the African Nations Cup 2000. Two brilliant goals by Tijani Babangida. The first after 40 seconds. Nigeria deservedly, and at times quite brilliantly, win by 2-0. And so there are 3 teams left in the African Nations Cup: Nigeria, Cameroon and Tunisia. And Nigeria must be overwhelming favourites.
Still, they were favourites at the start, Dave, and they're still favourites. Again, they put it all together for me today when the pressure was on. They showed us what they could do.
There's lots more football coming up on Eurosport over the coming days. Indeed, today, the second semi-final, 21:15 UK time, an hour later in Central Europe, Cameroon against Tunisia, and then on Sunday, live, 3 o'clock in England, 4 o'clock everywhere else. It's Nigeria against who? You'll find out a little bit later on Eurosport. Whatever happens, it's going to be highly entertaining, I would have thought.